Welcome back to Book Break. Let's talk about our favourite books of the year so far. Firstly, I would love to know what your guys' favourite books have been so far this year, so do let us know in the comments below. For us, we're actually going to use this to go on a little trip down memory lane of the last 6 months. So I have looked back through all of our videos in 2021 so far and found that we have recommended you over 600 different books. That's a lot of books. That's a lot of different titles that we have been chatting about in these videos so far this year. But there were a few recurring titles. There are a few common threads and a few books that, quite frankly, I can't seem to shut up about because they appeared in so many videos. So, having counted them all up, there are 6 books that just kept appearing over and over. So let's have a little look back at the last 6 months and see what they were. Starting in 6th place, the 6th most talked about book on Book Break so far was Can You See Me Now by Trisha Sackleitcher. Here's everything I've said about that one. Can you see me now? 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 This is another thriller. Aaliyah is working as a government minister with secrets in her past that she doesn't want to come to the surface. In flashbacks, we see our main character fall in with a group of very wealthy, privileged girls when she was at this elite school in Delhi. Dark academia vibes in there, maybe? These girls were caught up in such a toxic dynamic, so I can't wait. And a lot of those mentions were before I'd even read it. I was just so excited for this one. Moving on to number 5, the 5th most talked about book on Book Break was The Office of Historical Corrections by Danielle Evans, a short story collection that has won my heart well and truly. So let's see what I've been saying about it. The Office of Historical Corrections. This is my favourite book that I've read so far this year, I think. So this is a collection of short stories plus a novella. All of the stories share this theme of history. Who gets to decide which history is recorded? What gets passed down through the generations? So the collection works really well together. This book was incredible. It's so thought-provoking. I absolutely loved it. Coming in at 4th place, we have How to Save a Life by Eva Carter. Here are some of the times I have raved about that book. How to Save a Life! This is my gorgeous proof copy. So this one is about 3 friends. It begins on New Year's Eve 2000 when these 3 are teenagers. They're all at a New Year's party and then one of them collapses. It's up to 2 of the other teenagers at this party, both aspiring doctors, to save his life. And the book then follows those 3 characters over the next few decades, seeing how their friendship grows and is affected by this night. This one is a full nostalgia tour. These characters keep being drawn back together. I know that one's been a big favourite with you guys as well. Moving on to 3rd place, the 3rd favourite book that we have had on Book Break so far this year has been Bridget Jones's Diary. I adore that book. It is not a new book at all. In fact, it just had its 25th anniversary. But as you're about to see in some of the clips I'm about to show you, I definitely still think this book is just as relevant today. Bridget Jones is still such an icon. This book is so good. This I absolutely adore. It's a laugh out loud series following the romantic adventures and misadventures of 30-something Bridget Jones. Bridget is still just as relatable and hilarious as ever. It is still just as hilarious, just as moving, just as brilliant as ever. So many of these stories still ring really true. I absolutely love this new cover with Bridget Jones's famous pants front and centre. She is hilarious. I literally laughed out loud the whole way through this book, so I absolutely loved this one. We will forever love Bridget Jones. Okay, and then the top 2 were actually joint neck and neck. So this is really a tied first place. One of these books I have read and one of them I haven't, but both of them I have been so excited to talk to you guys about over this year so far. So in no particular order, because it really was neck and neck, the top 2 titles on Book Break of 2021 were Yours Cheerfully and The Library of the Dead. Roll the clips! Yours Cheerfully, Library of the Dead.
Yours Cheerfully,
The Library of the Dead. Yours Cheerfully, The Library of the Dead by T.L. Hoochoo, who is a Scottish Zimbabwean author. Yours Cheerfully by A.J. Pierce, which is the sequel to Dear Mrs. Bird. So this is going to be such a cheering book. It's a slightly supernatural mystery. So this is about best friends Emmy and Bunty
putting on a brave face and really making a go of it.
So our main character here is a ghost talker, but after investigating a mysterious message from one of the spirits, she uncovers a whole mystery which leads her to a magical occult library.
This book has got a great setting. It's all set in London during the Second World War.
Emmy Lake is stepping into the role of wartime advice columnist herself, and it's up to Roper to call on her ancestral Zimbabwean magic along with Scottish pragmatism to solve this case. So it's really about bravery and female friendship, and in this book we see them picking themselves up, putting on a brave face and being determined to make a go of it.
Delightfully British.
So those were the 6 books that really won our hearts on Book Break this year, and also the 6 books that we thought you guys would like the best. I'd love to know what your favourites of the year so far have been, so do leave a comment below. And I will also link here to a video we made of some of the most popular books on BookTube as a whole. Do click through and have a watch, because it took a lot of counting. See you next time.